Welcome to the channel. I've got 5 of the biggest stories happening right now to cover for you. I'm going to try and do it quickly and succinctly so you guys can get it all in. I'd appreciate if you stick around through it if you'd like. Subscribe, share it out. It really is a boost to the channel. All right. While legacy media is busy spinning distractions, President Trump and the administration are rewriting the global energy map, locking down our elections, delivering real wins for American farmers, and holding the COVID cover-up artists accountable and putting America first back into the FDA. 5 stories that matter right now, straight, no filter, conservative. This is American Patriots News Roundup. Let's get into it. All right, first story is a big one. This is the United States has effectively bypassed the Strait of Hormuz permanently, and President Trump is changing the world order in real time. Got a quick video for you. Let's check it out.
President Trump announced economic D-Day against Iran as he calls on other countries around the world to support the United States. The president indicated that if any country provides a financial lifeline to the Iranians, they'll face their own economic consequences. The president posting to Truth Social saying no one has given the Islamic Republic of Iran a greater opportunity to make a deal than me. Tragically for them, they have failed to take it. Therefore, today I am announcing the most crushing economic operation ever taken against any country. This will be economic warfare and isolation on an unprecedented scale. On Wednesday, the president described the state of play amid reports that the United States is still overseeing vessels through a safe corridor out of the Strait of Hormuz to export millions of barrels of crude oil each day.
Well, we have things that we could sanction. We have very draconian sanctions, and we'll see what happens. Right now, the strait is open. A lot of boats are coming through. People aren't reporting that, and that may slow down a little bit at some point. But right now, a lot of boats are coming through. The naval blockade has been extremely effective.
The Iranians have responded to the president's comments overnight, with Iran's foreign minister saying the so-called economic D-Day is a diversion from America's own crisis, unprecedented debt, and surging interest costs. The foreign minister goes on to say doubling down on failed policies will only bring further defeat and enmity of Iranians. U.S. economic terrorism threatens global economy and sovereignty worldwide. Now, regional intelligence sources tell Fox News there are growing indications of economic hardship inside of Iran as a result of the U.S. naval blockade and economic isolation. Reports do indicate that inflation in Iran has reached 89%, with food prices up 164%. The conflict here is clearly shifting to economic warfare, but the question remains, will this pressure from the United States lead to an agreement or a return to war?
So Trump is changing the world order in real time. For decades, Iran held a choke point on the 20% of the world's oil. One threat from the IRGC and markets panicked, and that's what happened forever. Not anymore. Under Trump, the U.S. has quietly established a southern shipping corridor along the Omani coast. 15 to 20 tankers a day are now moving 10 to 20 million barrels of oil through a U.S. authorized lane. Over 80% of the vessels are using it. Energy Secretary Chris Wright reports volumes are already approaching pre-war levels. So that's huge. The IRGC reduced to a nuisance. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia and the UAE bypass pipelines are running at full capacity through the Red Sea and the Gulf of Oman. Hormuz is becoming irrelevant. Oil prices are under pressure downward, exactly what American families and manufacturers need. Trump is going further, an economic D-Day on Iran. Any country or entity giving Tehran a financial lifeline faces crushing consequences. The UAE has already suspended all trade and financial transactions with Iran. China is next in the crosshairs. At the same time, half of Venezuela's oil, 500,000 barrels a day, is now flowing straight to the U.S. Gulf Coast refineries. Combined with American production, Guyana, and control of the Panama Canal, the United States is positioning itself as the new energy superpower. OPEC's share has dropped 26%. Huge. The old order centered in Riyadh and Tehran is dying. The new one is centered in Houston and the Gulf of America. This is America First energy commerce in action. Lower prices, strategic leverage over China and Russia. No more foreign dictators holding our economy hostage. Trump is delivering what decades of weak leadership refused to even attempt. All right, from the world's oil lanes to our own voter rolls, because securing America's starts at home. Okay, this is now the New Jersey voter registration scandal. Let's start out with a video of Carolyn Levitt.
I'll say on New Jersey and this governor, the fact that she just all of a sudden decided to put out a press release saying President Trump and Republicans have been right about non-citizens on our voting rolls is not a coincidence. I think this governor is saying this because she realizes this administration is serious about getting to the bottom of illegal aliens voting and being on our voter rolls in our country. The Secretary of Homeland Security, as you know, sent a letter to several states, including New Jersey, requesting that non-citizens that are on their voter rolls need to be reported to DHS and need to be removed from those voter rolls. So that's why all of a sudden she is speaking truth about the fact that this does take place in states across the country. It is completely unacceptable to have non-citizens on American voter rolls voting in U.S. elections. And she says it's 6,600. We suspect it's a heck of a lot more, not just in New Jersey, but in states across the country. The president is hell-bent on getting to the bottom of this.
So we've found 35,000 so far. And here's what they're not telling you about the latest voter registration scandal in New Jersey. Over 6,600 non-citizens were registered to vote through the Motor Vehicle Commission. DHS found the real number is 35,000. Governor Mickey Sherrill called it a software glitch and promised to clean it up. Fired the vendor, and then crickets on any real investigation. The vendor, Edema, I think, says there was no glitch. Non-citizens correctly answered no to the citizenship question in their system, yet somehow got registered as citizens on the voter rolls. The state had the accurate data the whole time. This wasn't a computer error. It was human. It was deliberate. This is a choice in the system to mark them from non-citizen, like they answered, to citizen. Some of these non-citizens didn't even know they were registered. One green card holder in Bergen County was stunned to find herself on the rolls. And what is New Jersey doing? They're spending $20 million in taxpayer money on legal defense for these non-citizens while cutting property tax relief for seniors and underfunding schools. Guys, that's horrible. All 23 Assembly Republicans demanded a bipartisan investigation with subpoena power. Democrats blocked it, and President Trump isn't waiting. He's already signed executive orders requiring proof of citizenship for voter registration, real-time database sharing between DHS, Social Security, and the states, and a verified citizenship list that states must cross-check before every election. He's prioritizing prosecutions of non-citizen voting and trying federal funding to compliance. If the courts and the Senate keep obstructing the SAVE Act, Trump is prepared to declare a national emergency on foreign election interference. Election integrity isn't optional. It's the foundation of the republic. Trump is treating it that way. All right, speaking of results for Americans, let's talk trade. President Trump just forced Canada to the table and delivered a win for American farmers and workers. He threatened 50% tariffs on roughly $20 billion of Canadian goods, dairy, alcohol, furniture, and more. Canada blinked. Trump announced a deal after direct talks with Prime Minister Carney. The tariffs are delayed while documents are finalized. Canada is dropping its long-standing barriers on American farm products, especially dairy, where Canadian protectionism has hammered our producers for years. Reports indicate the U.S. will also ease steel and aluminum tariffs in return. Trump said it plain. The farmers have been hurt very badly by Canada, and they won't be paying any tariffs anymore. This is how you negotiate from strength. No more one-sided deals that leave American agriculture holding the bag. North America stays an energy and manufacturing powerhouse, but on terms that put American workers first. While the media screams trade war, Trump is actually securing better access and reciprocity. That's the difference between slogans and results. All right, now to accountability the deep state never wanted. A former top advisor to Anthony Fauci has pleaded guilty to conspiracy for hiding federal records related to the origins of COVID. Dr. David Morenz, senior official at NIAID under Fauci, admitted in federal court that he and others moved sensitive discussions about bat coronavirus research and Wuhan collaborators onto private email accounts, specifically to dodge Freedom of Information Act requests. He worked to protect funding and counter the lab leak narrative. He even received illegal gratuities, wine, and promises of fancy dinners for his help. This is the same circle that spent years dismissing the lab leak theory as a conspiracy while evidence kept mounting. Morenz faces up to 5 years. Sentencing is in November. For 5 years, the American people were lied to, censored, and gaslit. Now, under a Trump Justice Department that actually prioritizes accountability, the cover-up artists are starting to face consequences. This is just the beginning. The truth about COVID origins and the funding pipelines to Wuhan is coming out, whether the media likes it or not. And finally, putting the right people in charge of our health agencies, President Trump has nominated Dr. Heidi Overton, White House Domestic Policy Council Deputy and longtime America First health policy leader, to run the FDA. Overton is a physician who's been in the room delivering results on the administration's most transformative health agenda alongside Secretary Kennedy and Dr. Oz. Trump called her a rock star who takes on the hardest issues and brings solutions that work for the country. She previously led health policy at the America First Policy Institute and has been central to reforming the childhood vaccine schedule, focusing on safety, parental rights, and scientific integrity, not pharmaceutical mandates. She's also clear-eyed on protecting women and children when it comes to chemical, get rid of your baby drugs. The FDA has been rocked by staff exits, low morale, and bureaucratic capture. Overton is the steady, pro-life, pro-innovation hand to restore it as a worldwide leader in real cures, not ideology. Democrats are already melting down. That tells you everything you need to know. This is what draining the swamp looks like. Putting competent patriots who answer to the American people, not the administrative state or big pharma, in charge. All right, 5 stories, one clear pattern. President Trump and his administration are securing energy independence, protecting the integrity of our elections, winning for American farmers, delivering accountability for the COVID era, and reforming the agencies that impact every family. The media will spin, Democrats will scream, but results are what matter, and the results keep coming. If you guys enjoyed this roundup, let me know with a like and a comment. I'll be doing it again. I appreciate you being here. God bless the United States of America, and God bless you. Have a wonderful day.